share the memory. Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. Osmanthus wine tastes.
Did that do it? Oh my god, yes. Okay. Very, very sorry. I said hello, hello, hello. And then, yeah, welcome to the stream or whatever. My microphone decided it didn't want to be connected. So it was telling me I could use a microphone attached to my camera. Apparently my camera has a audio input. I didn't know this until now. But yeah, so do you want to use your wireless controller or your camera? Jesus. No, I want to use the microphone that I spent money on. Thank you very much. Oh, God knows why that wasn't working. But I have been doing quite a bit of farming. Quite a lot of fun farming, I should say. None of the main story quest has been touched. I haven't done any of the side story bits. As you can see, I found a lot of Hydroculus because I got bored. So yeah, since yesterday, I've done all of that. It was a lot of stuff off stream. I've got my, what's it called? My Statue of the Seven. I've got it to level 3, I believe. Obviously, I haven't found them all. Some of them I've found and just can't seem to find where they are. So I've pinpointed them on the map as like quest objectives, and I'll find them at some point, or Google it if I need to. But that is what I was doing yesterday after stream, because I did say I wouldn't ruin any of the story. I would continue to do the story on stream, and that's why my kitten is in the background playing with a zipper. Playing with a zipper on my bag. Don't know why. Worship statue. I am at level 3, right? Yeah. So that's what I was doing. But oh, I also unlocked the fountain of Lucien, which was good because that is basically the Samara tree, or the Inazuma tree of Fontaine, and that is how you unlock certain stuff and get extra levels. There are 50 levels to that. I think I only got it to like 4. I don't know how you find enough Hydro Sigils to get to level 50, but we will find out. But we're going to participate in the trial. This is where we left off last time. This is what needs to be done, and I'm super interested in finding out what on earth happened and how it happened, because obviously, as we said, we knew there was a third person involved. God knows who it could be. I feel bad for Cal's death if Cal wasn't involved in it, and the woman is still missing. Hopefully, the story will end in her being found, because it'd be kind of depressing if it wasn't. And obviously, if we find the woman who's gone missing this time, and the person is the same person that's been doing it for, I believe they said 20 years, hopefully they'll find, I don't know, all the women. That's the best outcome, obviously. Why are you randomly kneeling in the street? Oh, it's because there's a... What the...
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of.
Oh, it's a dog. I thought it was a person kneeling down next to a dog, and then I realised it looked odd. Anyway, opera, epic clay. I'm never going to be able to pronounce all this stuff. It's all French. Even the word guards confuses me. In random Ryan news, I have a t-shirt pocket full of sunflower seeds. Ta-da! There is a reason for this. Before I start, I will show her off. She is adorable. She is lovely. My cat decided this morning, as always, it's like the 5th or 6th time this has happened, to attack a field mouse, an attempt to obviously bring it in the house for me as a present. God knows why they do it. Picked her up, made sure she was okay. Fortunately, it was the fat boy sat behind me there who picked her up. He kind of carries birds and mice as though they were babies, like he doesn't bite them or anything. I'm a bit worried that she's been bitten, but like if it was the other cat, you know, the mouse would be dead. So I brought her in, gave her some hay, gave her some seeds, gave her everything she could possibly need. She's got a water bottle and all this. So that she's going to the vets. Not tomorrow, but the day after. And when I take her to the vet, she'll have an antibacterial injection and then, you know, be released or whatever happens. I don't fully know. But there she is. She's adorable. She's tiny. My camera will not actually... Oh, there we are. Yeah. But there we are. There is a tiny field mouse sat next to me in a box with water and seeds. That's why I've got a pocket full of sunflower seeds. I wasn't just going to say in Ryan news and then sunflower seeds and leave it at that, because that would have been weird. She seems really friendly. I picked her up outside. I took her into the other room while I was out fetching pet bits, mainly for my rabbit. And I obviously had to hold her in my hand to bring her in. And she, for some reason, couldn't get enough of it and was running around in circles in my hand. She hid in my pocket for a little bit and then came back out. God knows what's going to happen to her. But once she's got her injection, she should be perfectly fine. She is very cute. What do we do, Goose King? The whole situation is so confusing. I have many faults, and you should really take those glasses off. They undermine the whole situation of missing person. But there you are. That's Ryan news. There is now a tiny field mouse in the house. I don't know if she wants to say hello. I doubt it. I doubt it. But she is sat next to me. Oh yeah, she's just sat in the box. 1 second. Yep. You can show your little face. I'll be really careful. You show your little face. Oh! She's in the back of the box. You can see her just there. Right there. She's tiny. She's very cute. She's got food. She's got a water bowl. I even bought her a water bottle. I thought I'd randomly get a small cage for her. Just because I don't want to keep her in that box. And I saw one on FacePay for like a tenner. So I bought her a tiny water bottle just to make sure she's alright until she goes to the vets. We'll get to the truth one way or another. There. Sorry, back to Genshin now. I'm done talking about cute animals. The toad. Actually, I'm not done about talking about cute animals. The toad that my cat brought in was re-released. So she'll probably just get re-released as well. But it depends on how she is and how the vet says she is. Even if everyone else suspects Lyney and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. That is very true.
I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
I did make sure my game was in English, so I will try not to talk over them talking.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
I am going to turn my headphones down because that might be picking up. Sorry, my headphones, I obviously have them super loud when I'm watching videos, and then as soon as I load up Genshin, they're way too loud.
Best of luck to you.
Best of luck to you. Thank you, Navia. Now, is this going to be a Phoenix Wright situation where we actually get to throw out evidence? Because if so, that is sick. Instead of just, you know, watching a cutscene of a trial. That would be very, very boring.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
Perfectly fine. We basically found a million clues that say it's not you, that a third person was involved, and...
To be honest,
what's the other thing I pointed out?
be disappointed.
Oh, I said somebody must have done it because the randomized number generator wasn't random.
Oh no, we're already very grateful that you are willing to help.
I'm glad. I'm going to put autoplay on.
Now, don't you all look disappointed?
She's so cocky.
Your investigation came
Does my nutting.
empty-handed?
No, not the slightest, Farina.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
Only that simple.
But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
This is the second or third time she's like accused us since we've been here, and we've not been taken to court by her yet. And she's just gonna lose. It's just an arse.
Both parties are present. I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Lyney explain the trick?
Of course.
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Lyney clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience is
Thank you,
stunned.
Mr. Lyney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, 100%.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Unfortunately, due to him being underground, that isn't solid evidence. That's not an alibi. He could have easily done it. Like, during the bit where he switched over to the other box, he could have done it. That is not good proof that you didn't do it,
call upon
unfortunately.
The prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open.
He's
Mr.
not
Lyney
lying.
is clearly lying.
You could have pointed out the fact I just said.
There's no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is an appalling statement. You want to place him in the tunnel. The tunnel is where it was committed. Farina, you're an idiot. You want to point out that he was in the tunnel for the whole 60 seconds so he could have committed the crime. Why are you... That's just contradictory. You're an idiot.
It's simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
You want to place him in the tunnel. When somebody gets murdered, the detectives don't go, well, it can't have been him. He was at the corner shop. Like, you want to place them at the crime. He needs to be in the tunnel for him to be guilty, you muppet.
Is that so?
Yes, Phoenix Wright animations. Fuck yes. I want more. I want objections and everything.
Inside your box.
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
I've turned off autoplay for this because I'm going to have many facts. Official record, don't worry, you will not have to solve it. Oh, you will have to solve it. Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm throwing out my little facts and theories in between. I had to think so much. Yeah, I liked finding the evidence. The evidence was great, and I knew, and I said in my previous video, that the random number generator couldn't have been random. That the rope couldn't have snapped by itself, because if it would snapped, it would have swayed, blah, blah, blah. I also knew how the trick was done. It's a trick that people do in real life. And obviously I knew that they'd switched over and the decorations had changed. So I've just been like putting it together in my head. And then every time I think of something, like 5 lines later in the game, they point it out and I'm like, thank you, mihoyo. You will be shocked. I'm glad. I'm guessing it's a third person because like Cal died and obviously blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying anything. That's perfectly fine. Thank you. Yeah. I don't mind spoilers, but if it's going to appear in, you know, a minute or two, then sweet. I am just going to throw out my own theories and hope that I'm correct.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
Yes, the bang that was caused by the struggle when the water face got knocked over.
No, nothing.
Lyney, don't be an idiot. There was a bang. You know this.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Yes, because there was a struggle downstairs getting her out the box.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
Yeah, he should know the sound. He was in the tunnel.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
Shit.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Oh, well, there they go.
Look at those scales.
They probably represent the oratrice's stand in the trial. He couldn't hear it. Yeah, he wasn't there. That's why I'm confused. Because for the trick to work, he obviously has to go through the tunnel. So at a certain point, he went through the tunnel into the other box. Sorry, the mouse is making really cute noises, moving the hay around. You alright there, darling? Okay, she's just renovating. You should have been able to hear it.
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence.
Because in real life, the trick is just you move both the people, and usually the member of the audience is in on it, so they just both switch. You know, there's no need for moving a whole box and blah blah blah.
Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the house?
I don't know how much evidence there is yet, so I can't say anything. The only evidence I know is the evidence leading up to this point where you find all 9 pieces and then the 3 in the stage and the 3 underground.
The house of the heart?
Tui. Scales go whoop.
No wonder they did something like this.
They didn't do anything like this. You don't know anything as of yet. Don't be an idiot.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
No, it
I
doesn't.
got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
The scales are gonna tilt.
Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
There are fireworks outside.
Indeed. Then perhaps
It's illegal though. Yeah, having the fireworks go off in the first 3 days of the month is illegal. You can't release stuff into the sky. God knows
Your
why.
first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
I didn't know there were fireworks outside. That is a piece of information I didn't know. There is fireworks outside. You mean in real life? Oh! I was like, there weren't fireworks outside in the game, right? It's illegal though. What, fireworks outside is illegal, or the thing that's going on in the game is illegal? I'm confused now. Is it illegal near you to set off fireworks during random days? My brain's all over the place now. The script does have many holes in it, but it can't have been him.
Speechless. My, oh my, don't
Such a cocky arsehole.
flabbergasted.
Where I am, it's illegal except on New Year. Damn, that's strict. To be fair,
I suppose.
I wish that was the case in more places because they scared the shit out of my cats. I've never been a big fan of fireworks. I've always owned pets. But yeah, that is strange.
Good thing
Why are they setting fireworks off on the 17th of the 8th?
The all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Is it a special day? I'm just going to very quickly Google what holiday is today. What holiday is today? Today is Discovery Day, National Black Cat Appreciation Day. Alright, one sec. That's why the government did it. Okay, it's National Black Cat Awareness Day. I didn't know this. That's not a real thing, but if the internet is going to tell me it is, I'm going to get both my cats on stream. Batman, come here. Oh, you big chunky boy. National Black Cat Awareness Day. This is Midnight. He is adorable. He weighs a ton. I can't hold him for very long. He weighs so much. Oh, he's so big. He is huge. You have a vet appointment next week too. Same as Dorothea. Okay. You pop back to your little seat. Merry Christmas. Come fish. Your turn, princess. Oh. Oh. And this is Tiny Kitten. This is a fully grown kitten. Just like, as you can see, the size of 2 of my hands. I say fully grown kitten. She's fully grown. She's a fully grown cat. She's still the size of a kitten. She is a midget. She's beautiful. Come on, Bubba. Good girl. There we are. Yeah, the first chunky boy is Midnight, Mr. Midnight. And the second one is Fish, or Princess Endeavour Earthalong Official. You leave her alone. Sorry, she's staring at the mouse that she was trying to kill earlier that is now in the house. The mouse in the house, now being looked after. You're not going anywhere near her, Fish. You're not even allowed on my PC side. I dare you. I dare you. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Sorry, Farina is talking about stuff.
Hey, Lyney! Why didn't you tell us this
Because he didn't know that he didn't hear it, because he didn't know it. Oh, the Fatui bit, I was going to say, I thought we were talking about loud bang still.
Order! Order! Mr. Lyney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First,
Fish, if you try and attack that mouse,
you were neither
I'll
in
be
the box
very
nor the
unhappy.
tunnel. Second, you and Miss Lynette are
Good
both
boy.
members of the house. Are these claims true?
You want to be in camera? You can be in camera. You want to be cute? You can be cute. You're not attacking the mouse. No. Off your fuck. Go. She was trying to kill the mouse that she tried to kill earlier. I might need to move the mouse into the bedroom. Keep her out of the way of the cats. Child is here in Fontaine along with the other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. I've got cat fur on my nose now. My allergies are going mental. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Lyney.
Sorry, I missed a few lines. I was too busy wondering what the fuck Cat is doing.
They're true,
Little shit. Oh my god, okay. He's still innocent. This is stupid.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Optimistic audience member. Permission to speak, Your Honour?
Granted.
Thank you. My client has withheld some key information.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed. Yes,
Is that
smart.
really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
No, they're fucking not. That's why you take adjournments.
Attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable.
Yes, sorry, I just saw Chunky. He is very
This trial
chunky.
will reconvene in 1 hour.
Saw cute kitty.
So
Yes, you
would
fish.
stick to Mr. Linney's defense even
Why are you
after
stood up on your
knowing
back
what you do
paws? You're not
now?
getting that mouse.
You certainly have more
You are not
professionalism than
getting
I
anywhere
thought.
near her.
In that case,
She's going to the vet for an anti-back because your brother tried to eat her. You, on the other hand, are going to leave her alone, Miss Killer. That kitten is incredible. Good love, Farina. That kitten is incredible at hunting. She has bought me way too much stuff. Like, my oldest cat, Midnight, the chunky one, when he was a kitten, used to bring me leaves. I have a collection of leaves that he's bought me his entire life. They're obviously old and
This is
don't fuck now.
awkward.
But I have a little collection of leaves that he bought me as a kid. He hasn't bought me anything other than a toad recently. Whereas she brings me mice that are dead, birds that are dead. She brought a live bird in last week. And she likes to climb in the tree and knock the bird eggs out of it because she is horrible. A horrible kitten. God knows why she does it, but she's just malicious. Malicious? Malicious. This is awkward, I don't think the Hydra Archon would dig all that up.
Sorry, Traveler.
She knows about everything, she's a bloody Archon, you should have seen this coming.
Yeah, sorry. Paimon just knew where to start. We trusted you two.
We did do, and you left out key information.
We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
They're still not. I'm super intrigued to see where this ends.
Or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain.
Okay.
I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before.
They're going to be talking for a little while.
Hearing the words is enough to make you upset.
I'm just going to get my snake out and sit and
Our
read.
organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything...
The truth is very important, but being
more
completely
effort than
transparent about
words.
everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. How can we know that isn't all just another lie?
Right.
I haven't picked him up today, so my brain was just like, while I remember, I'll do it.
Heck, if I
Yeah, that's my face
I
you're
fear
licking.
that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician.
Where are you
and a
going?
trickster by trade.
No.
By
If you're... Are
coincidence,
you...
too.
One sec. What's
But
wrong?
Still, I'm asking you to trust me.
But still, I'm asking you to
I
trust me.
am
I'm no
not
criminal, at
criminal.
least not in this case.
At least, not
You're
in
not
this
shedding
case.
for another 2 weeks, and you ate. Why are you being so so all over the place.
Well, you
You both say that, but explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed? Good question.
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Oh. You cannot get the mouse, I can promise you that much. You're going nowhere near her. I don't know why his tail is over my ear, but whatever he wants to do.
Why can it deliver sentences
Why can
accurately?
But yeah, true.
We learned that
We learned that the machine's core is beneath it.
From that moment on,
That moment.
Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the
You
core.
don't try and strangle me out, mate. You've got no
Is that when
chance.
you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60,
Okay.
while I would only
I
need 15 to
am
get to the opposite
intrigued.
box.
They were trying to find
So
the
after
Oricatrice's
jumping into
core?
the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent and went to investigate the room in which the core is
Oh,
stored.
okay. This goes deeper than I thought it
The
would.
air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
What did you find?
Well,
Can you chill?
nothing.
You are
As soon as
being
I
very,
reached the
very
room
happy
and was
today. You
about
are
to
warm. I
investigate,
guess it's
I
good.
heard someone's
As
voice,
soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice.
which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was
Okay.
almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any
You're not guilty of that crime, but you are guilty of trying to mess with the Oricatrice, which is probably not a great defense.
That, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
You are being very, very, very cute at the minute. Yeah.
That explains why you didn't hear
Oh.
the thud.
Explains why you didn't hear the thud, yeah, because he wasn't in the room. Okay, that makes sense. Back you go, Bob. Come on. Water, have some fun. I will pick you up probably later. Alright. Nick. Sorry, chat. Ooh. Good. Oh. So, hopefully we are further into the story and I don't need to read an awful lot because, Jesus Christ, I do love this story. Do not get me wrong, I'm super intrigued in what is going on, but like, so much effort reading.
The only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything.
I'm glad, Lyney, because that is all very good information that we should have used and needed beforehand.
But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide.
I'm very quickly going to go wash my hands, chat.
Your lead however you choose.
I'm going to follow your lead however you choose. I believe in the facts that Lyney could not have done it. There we are. I will defend you from these charges. I believe the judgment will be dispensed as it should. Neither answer is going to give me a different point.
Thank you.
It doesn't matter.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're going to need a seriously watertight defense.
Unlike that vase, we already have key evidence we need.
Huh?
The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back. Okay.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lyney claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Oricatrice core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place and thus did not hear the thud. Okay. Lyney claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Oricatrice core within the Opera House's underground structure. Whose voice? Okay. Yeah. I'm a little confused. I would try and fact some of that, but like, considering me and they don't know. Yeah, I was going to say, considering like me and Child since being here have heard voices and had like basically fever dreams. I don't know if I should try and piece together in that he heard a voice, because that could be absolutely anything, and I don't fully know the background of what's going on enough. Sorry, my kitten is having the time of her life trying to find where this mouse is. She's not going to get it. No chance, love.
Both parties have returned to their positions.
I love these transitions. I want more.
Continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Lyney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact.
Yes.
Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
There we are. So this is... We're missing one piece of evidence so far. I'm guessing that will show itself soon. We know everything about the tunnel, and we have all the opera house and all the tunnel bits.
That took long enough.
I don't know. I have no idea who could have called out Lyney's name.
Their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Lyney's perspective.
I would like to point out, having the Archon as, you know, the person doing the accusation is so unfair and so biased. I know this works on truth and the Auric truth and all that nonsense, but like, if the King of England was like, this person did that, 99% of people would be like, oh shit, he must have done. It's very biased and very unfair. Based on the opposition's accounts of event, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Yes, it's literally Phoenix Wright. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertion of fact and replace them with new interferences. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratories display such shifts clearly. Cool. When you find and refute all incorrect contents, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. This is sick.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Mm-hmm. Yes?
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey.
Objection! I want an objection button.
He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her.
I pointed out that fact. The change of clothes was impressive. Obviously it wasn't Lyney, but still.
This time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Lyney red-handed.
This is just gibberish.
So Lyney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box.
Okay. He needed a vase to knock out a random woman, but he has apparently got the power and a punch to do with someone else. Alright.
He passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
Lots of these facts seem very made up. Not facts, obviously.
And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Objection, Your Honor.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to
Yes, I have loads.
description of the
I have
events?
loads. First of all, Lady Farina is an idiot.
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events.
Cool. Lyney entered the tunnel as the countdown began. The loophole in that no one left the opera house. Lyney claims that he heard a mysterious voice close belongs to Halsey during the spiritual performances and all. Okay, yeah, there is no refutation of that. Lyney attacked Halsey. Yes. Lyney claims that he headed to the chamber containing the oratory's core upon entering the tunnel. Yes.
According to Lyney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Mm-hmm. And then we've got Lyney kidnapped Halsey, which no one left the opera house after this incident happened. Only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. Lyney claims to have heard a mysterious voice that doesn't help us. Clothes belonging to Halsey in the tunnel were found in the tunnel. The reason for them remains unknown. Lyney must have been very confused when she saw them. During the switch performance, there was an audible thump. What are the loopholes? Cal walked in on Lyney, so the latter knocked him out with the vase, leading to the victims. Oh, he knocked them both out with the vase. The existing evidence indicates that when Lyney returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place, and all Lyney saw was... He would have just seen the clothes.
Lyney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
It's going to make me refute all of these, but like, Lyney entered the tunnel as the countdown began. The refutation of that is that he didn't, like... Well, he did it, he didn't. He did literally said he did. He went into the tunnel as it began. So... None of this refute that statement. What's this one? I don't know if I need to use all 5 of them, or if there's just like ones that I can. A meticulously designed magic prop activate, causing the water tank to crash down and make everything seem like an accident. No one left the opera house, doesn't say anything. Lyney claims to have heard a voice, doesn't say anything. Phoenix Wright is a lot easier than this. Just the ones you think are incorrect, you don't have to do all of them. Okay, that's cool. I feel like there is an extra one. I'm going to submit this and it's going to tell me it's wrong. Yeah, okay.
Seems this won't produce a particular...
Oh, I can just do it all. Oh, okay. Well, if there's no like hearts or anything, I can just do whatever I want. Yeah.
Lyney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the.
We've already refuted that, and it doesn't point out that he didn't attack Halsey. Yeah, that's a weird one to rebuke, because saying he heard a voice in the tunnel after saying he heard a voice in the Oratrice's room after saying that he wasn't in the tunnel doesn't actually add to your rebuttal. You're feeding the opposition information they didn't need.
When the countdown started, Lyney did indeed go into the tunnel.
Yes, which is why that was correct. I knew this.
But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored.
Yep.
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss,
that is a bad... Yeah, that's not even a good point to bring up. You want... Them as the prosecutors want to place him in the tunnel, even though she stated that he couldn't have been in the tunnel for long because Farina's an idiot. We want to prove that he wasn't in the tunnel. So bringing up this piece of evidence saying, and the way Paimon's worded it there, saying he returned immediately, without giving a statement of how long the voice was, what he heard, how long it would take to get to him from the vent, etc. What we've basically just said there is he went into the Oratrice's room and then came immediately out and was in the tunnel. That is a stupid piece of information to feed a prosecution. You wouldn't do that. Yeah, that makes no sense. Yeah, we need proof of this. You've not raised proof to this, unfortunately. Yeah, no, that's a stupid thing to feed a prosecution. Doesn't prove he's innocent, we've just given them information on what we understand. It helps. It doesn't help that much, Christ. We haven't actually proved his innocence in any way, we just refuted a statement. Yeah, it definitely doesn't tip it into our favour either, Jesus. Please, mihoyo, please don't make Paimon wear glasses. There is a woman has disappeared. This is so undermining. A person has died and a woman is missing. And Paimon's over here pretending to be Agatha Christie's Poirot with her stupid voice. I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed. Yes, for many reasons.
My reasoning?
Premeditated fashion.
Then if Powell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Lyney only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case.
So let me just get rid of my kitten who's still trying to get up from underneath the table. Go away, go away, go away, go away. Out. Out. No, get your neck off the PlayStation controller, you'll hurt yourself. Out.
Managed to turn things around. Oh, well, your denial is very
I don't want her
strong.
stressing out the mouse.
I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound?
He wasn't in the magic box. We just told you that.
You're saying that he wasn't?
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, your claim has now become my weapon. You're an idiot, Farina. Who's the most blah blah blah? We're pointing out the fact that he wasn't in the box. We've already stated this. How's he as a missing person? Blah 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 blah. Headed to the chamber containing the oratories, and he claims to have heard a mysterious voice. The tunnel vent looked like it could allow only one person passage, barely, but leaving along. I know that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Relevant. Okay. Well, it is. During the switching performance, there was a notable fun. Yep, but we're talking about that. No one left the opera house. And information. She's a famous painter and came to watch the magic show. I'm just going to select this.
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought? Paimon thinks there's something.
Yeah, no, so do I, but I don't know which one we need to bring up. Yeah, cool. That one. I'm confused what point of information we're trying to bring up.
Lyney wasn't in the box or in the tunnel.
Okay, yeah.
That's why he didn't hear anything strange.
We've stated this already.
This means that when the crime happened, Lyney had already entered the basement via the vent.
Mm-hmm.
The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof. How do you like that?
Once again, stupid, because she's claiming that he lied about hearing the thump.
To think you'd use such logic.
Farina, that's not bad for you. Go away, both of you.
If it wasn't
Get out.
Lyney
Leave her
who
alone.
did the crime, then who was it?
Go away. The murderer was an accomplice. Select the gear icons in the interface to check the corresponding case question. Select answers and fill all the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Cool. I'm very quickly going to move Little Mouse into the bedroom so the cat stop pestering her, because she's making herself a little home inside this box, moving all the hay around and stuff, and I don't want them stressing her out. 1 second. Yeah, I was perfectly fine with Fish being a little shit. You start being a little shit at midnight. You're going to have two ginormous cats trying to eat a tiny mouse, and that is not good. It's fine, she's in the bedroom for now. It's only going to be here for 2 days. I'll just keep her in the bedroom. The door's closed anyway because my rabbit is in there without the cats. Once you've answered all the questions correctly, you complete this logic chain. I hope there are more events like this and this isn't just like the only one. The guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the ropes, sending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowan and the box below. Yes, they were tampered. We know that the rope was tampered with. Only the other member of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. True. And they gave a detailed account of how the troupe was supposed to work by using a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be ported across via a tunnel underneath. Lyney himself would also use this tunnel to get to the site. Yes. Once again, stupid way of doing the trick. There were decorations in one of the boxes. I hate her voice. Yeah, Lady Farina is obnoxious and annoying. I'm going to wish on her, but still, I will be playing the game in Japanese VO when I'm not streaming the storyline. What did we just cover? Yeah, there are decorations in one of the boxes, which doesn't make sense because your trick is to move a person, not the box. So like, that was a stupid addition. I don't know why they did that. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. Clothes belonged to her house, the lady went missing, were found in the tunnel, the reason for the remains unknown. Yep. Select any clue to view detailed information.
The deceased's name is
Cal,
Cal,
Lyney's
assistant. He would have been able
Yeah,
to
of course.
tamper with the equipment.
If it wasn't an additional person, it would have been Cal. I believed when we first saw it that the vent could have left the theatre, but obviously not.
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own
It's not.
team all
It can't be
along?
Kelsey, right?
Could there have been a third?
Yeah,
person?
that's what I believe. Okay. Let's do another question. The guard's investigation report. Fireworks released near the end of the show igniting both of the ropes. Yes. Oh, you just can't pick something there. Select clue. Third person. Hypothesis incorrect. Well, then it's yeah, this one.
Halsey is the missing
This one.
person.
No, cool. It's Cal. Why did Cal do it?
The deceased name is
I might be able to put the clues together, but I definitely could not solve a murder. Yep. Yeah, what? So, the vase being broken was because of, like, an altercation, but why would Cal do it? Cal's dead.
That can't be right. Are you
Yeah,
serious?
I'm confused.
The killer was, in fact,
He's not.
Howl, the deceased!
He's not a killer.
Oh,
We can't prove he's a killer. We don't know where Halsey is.
how interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
We haven't. Now we're accusing someone of being a killer. This is silly.
The truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Alright. How can we envisage Lyney as having been unable to interfere with the crime?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
I don't know. No idea. Yeah, where would he? That's a very good question.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Okay. Select flow. You can get in there because you're going to be one of them.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So,
Hmm.
the sound we heard may have come from a clash between the...
Yes, that one's obvious.
Lyney was not in the tunnel at that...
That's good because that backs up our claim that he wasn't involved.
It's tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would like...
No. 3 of those are wrong. Jesus Christ.
No one entered or left
Alright, this one,
Halsey's
I don't know. Like, from a point of view, Halsey's clothes. No, I've already done Halsey's clothes. Excuse me, why are you showing me that one again?
It would have been tough
Like,
for both
in my
people.
head I can work out how it was done, but this is just confusing me.
No
Like,
one entered or left the opera house
where is
through its
Halsey?
entrances. So,
3 of them are wrong. What? They're all just wrong. I'm just an idiot.
no one entered or left the opera house through its entrances.
I'm just going to submit that
No one entered or left
and that. And that. It's going to make it easier for me, I hope.
entered or left the opera.
No, we've already got that clothes. Excuse me. What?
The deceased's name is
Yeah.
Halsey's.
Oh my god, why am I an idiot? 2 of those are wrong. Alright. Yeah, thank you, game. Thank you for making it easier on me.
Lyney was not in the
Yeah, I can submit that clue as many times as you want. It doesn't help.
People to...
Oh, they're in the wrong order then. What? What? Bruh, my brain. On the top, there is a question. You need the answer. I'm trying. My brain is like just confused. Strange noise could likely the sound of cow and Halsey struggling. Yeah, but where is Halsey? She can't have gone through the vent. There's no way out of the tunnel other than the 2 boxes. According to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house. There is no right choice. Oh, okay, yeah, that would make sense. Because, like, those are some weird facts to be combining when we don't even know why Cal wanted to kill her. We don't know why Cal was interested in kidnapping her if he was. How Cal ended up in the box unless it was an altercation where Halsey forced him into the box afterwards. Oh, there is a suspicious user. Oh. God knows why. Hey, what's up? Hey. I just got a suspicious notification from Twitch. Ooh. Hey, what's up? Hey, how are you? Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought
I'm glad
there was
you were
something
fine.
to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
That's
Look,
not showing.
Since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result
I have
must
no
have been
clue how to
utterly
fix
different
that.
from the magician's initial design.
If only we
How I fix that?
disappeared.
Well, that would
Cool, there we are.
but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely.
Nice to meet you again. Thank you for coming back.
And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
Escaping from the water tank?
Look
What?
from that
Where was the
window,
water tank?
Lynette.
Could it have been the water?
Excuse my interruption, dear.
I am
opponent.
very, very
But do you
confused.
not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in
I'm
the
jealous
opera
of you,
house
Official
than
Echo, for already knowing what
in
happens.
the performance.
Yep, as expected.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Objection! He's literally doing it. Oh, Phoenix Wright is such a good game.
Not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
It did. How can we envisage Lyney as having been unable to interfere with the crime? Yes.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Yes.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lyney's assistant. He would
Who is the prime? Yes.
tamper with the equipment.
Where did the missing Halsey go? What?
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence.
The water. Your Honor, he turned her into water. What?
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped.
Nice overlay, thank you.
Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a similar method where
Okay, yeah, this is why I wouldn't understand it. I'm thinking of it from a logical point of view where Halsey has gone missing, not that she's turned into water.
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
We live in an age where dragons exist, alright? This is very obviously.
Transformed into water. This is reality we're talking about.
No, your reality is quite messed up. Like, there are dragons, there are people who can enter and exit different states of being and worlds, and... Alright, yeah. I request that we examine Cal's personal controller. Please connect. Why is it everything's going wrong today? The microphone and now my controller? Excuse me. There we are.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Lyney already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks.
Kitten is being an arsehole in the background. Keeps jumping in and out of frame. You'll be able to see.
But
Come on
Halsey's
in.
disappearance is
Good girl.
very real. We're
Get comfy.
talking about two completely different things.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment.
Thank you, Lyney. You should
The truth
definitely
must
trust
be out there
us.
somewhere.
We are standing on your side.
Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense.
I don't want to sound
Since Cal
fucking
was
based here, but if Amber Heard
we
trusted
haven't
her
paid as
lawyers
much
more, she wouldn't have had a bloody problem.
But given that we aren't making much
I'm only
progress
saying that
in
because I
the
recently
case,
watched the trial
we'd
again.
like
It's
to have a
very
look at
funny.
his belongings, would it?
No, it would not in the slightest.
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the
Well,
trial.
no matter how long you stall the trial, if he's guilty, you'll find him
Nevertheless, I
guilty.
believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
Yes, Princess.
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
I wonder what we're going to find on Cowell's body.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste.
How did Halsey just
Discovered
turn into
several
water?
test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately.
Right. Yeah.
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea.
Very, very confusing
Note's
trial.
contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs,
Uh-huh.
and he had an accomplice.
That was an asshole.
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty.
So he's not kidnapping people.
The notes also
Turning them
state that
into
these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported.
That's not for you to decide, Esmond.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Yeah, I'm as astounded as you are. I thought we were going for an actual trial.
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a
We're
coincidence.
back onto the prophecy. Everyone in Fontaine has sinned.
People can become water. Does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowl was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean...
Her eyes went really, really quick there, Jesus.
Quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Bruh.
Order! Order!
Yes, Nervalite.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify
I love
the
the word
veracity of these
veracity.
clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Lyney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Thank you, Nervalite.
Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Now I know more information and that people can disappear. Maybe
That one didn't make sense at all.
I can solve it.
Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with
Once again, there is a dead person, a missing woman, the mustache and the glasses. So stupid. The liquid the guard found in Cowell's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontanians into water. Who is the prime suspect? This man.
Deceased's name is Cowell.
What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
The water from
Water from the primordial sea. What item did the... Ah, shit. Okay.
Deceased's name is Cowell, Lynney's assistant.
Okay.
He would have been able to tamper
We know this, we know this. I want the...
The deceased's name
I want
is
to
Cowell,
change one.
Lynney's assistant.
No, I know. Why are you not letting me change?
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic
I know.
box.
Well, that's why I want to change it. What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage.
No.
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Bruh.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Thank you. What item did the culprit use? Bought from the primordial. There. Yes. What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime? Fucking this one.
The rope that
Yeah.
strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut.
This is wrong. Yeah, the rope's wrong. Okay. He used mechanism.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time.
That's not a mechanism.
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Oh, I don't. I don't know what it is. Christ. My brain. I want to go play Phoenix right now. I was good at Phoenix, right? Oh, game slow. Ace Detective. This is 100% Phoenix Wright. Thank you, game, for making more points at Phoenix Wright. It's really cool, Phoenix Wright Ace Detective. Well.
When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial
There we are.
inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by
Why
the
did he
water
get
tank
in the
on
box
stage.
and killed them?
But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
It does, but he was in the spot. Bruh.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even
Yes, you have, Marina. You're obnoxious and annoying and very quick to judge. Also, you have no claims to back up anything you've said since I've come to Fontaine. You were just an arse.
It seems like the only point of contention remaining is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
exact
thank you.
circumstances that led to Cal's death.
mihoyo is doing a very good
This
job here of
mentions
answering
he
my
had an
questions.
accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Perfect timing.
I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Lyney's personal effects.
Oh, shit.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully.
That's not helpful for the trial
Oh,
in the slightest.
only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt?
I love Farina. I love Farina too. Her voice, her English VA annoys me. She's very cocky, very over the top. And I like that as soon as you get into Fontaine, she basically offers you a fight and then pussyfoots out of it. Might be the best female character that I actually want to pull. Oh, God, no. Nowhere near close to the best female character. I'm glad you want to pull her, though. I obviously want to pull her. Feels like the first one with a personality. Yeah, I just don't like the fact her personality is garbage. It's nice she has a personality, but it's completely the wrong personality. I'd much prefer her to be nice and friendly and not a complete arsehole. I do wish they'd also just let us fight. Oh, that would have been kind of cool. Ayaka has personality, though. I liked Ayaka. Obviously, I liked Ayaka. I wished on her. I will be wishing on Farina. Let's step out in the situation, yep.
Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then
We have just had all this. I'm just going to quickly skip through this because
he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder. Now,
there's a really big thing with Lyney being like strong enough to just knock people out. I don't mean look-wise. She's the only female character I find interesting. Oh yeah, I'm not so much on about look-wise. I found Ayaka's character and her story very enjoyable. I loved the 2 and 4th we had with Ayaka. Jean's quite boring. I liked Kaching, mainly for looks. Her story with Ning Wang in the Jade Chamber was quite good. Nilu was dreadfully boring, obviously. I love it a bit, she was dreadfully boring. Ayaka, yeah, I loved Ayaka during the story parts. Having back and forth conversations with Ayaka was incredible. Beidou and Kuki are the only other ones I like. Beidou, yes. Kuki I don't like.
All the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
I hated Ayaka. Oh no, Ayaka was incredible. She was like Lisa but calmer. There wasn't this constant flirtation and weird, ooh, maybe. She was more like timid and shy around the Traveller, and it was like a nice speed of conversation and a path where like we learned about her slowly, and when we learned new bits about Ayaka, I was saying like, oh my god, that's so cool, I love this about her, I like this about her, and blah blah blah. Yeah, I absolutely loved Ayaka. Yeah, we've just had a terrible blow.
Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now.
I don't know why I don't like Kuki Shinobu.
Witnesses to my
I think the main reason I don't like her is because I don't enjoy Hyper Bloom teams and I didn't enjoy the Ito story. But Kuki is not a dreadful character.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Objection.
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Ito one was my favourite. Yeah, it was my least favourite. I didn't like Ito's voice. I don't like Ito as a character. I'm not a big Geo comp fan. So from the get-go, I knew I wasn't wishing on him. I knew I wasn't going to be interested in his playstyle. And I really disliked his voice. I know a few people that love Ito. Obviously, back in the day, I was like with Lech when Lech was wishing for his C6 Ito. So I know people love him to bits, but I couldn't. I just couldn't get a good image of Ito in my head to deal with him during his story quest, unfortunately. You love everything about him. I'm glad. I love everything about Ayaka. It's her and her Kaching. Layla. I like Layla.
I'll show you an
Layla's story
amazing
mission was
trick.
an awesome
One that
mission.
can bring a young woman who has disappeared back into
Even her
flesh,
forehead.
right
There
before your
is
very eyes.
there is a picture of me
Mr. Lyney,
in a Tectone video with Ayaka put on me because apparently my forehead is also big. So yes, I even like her forehead. You're going for C2. 1 secundo. Ito. Let's have a very quick look at the... Yeah, I don't mind Ayaka's forehead. I've had the piss taken out of me for it. Constellations, Ito, C1, C2. Best constellation for Ito. C1 gains him 2 stacks. C2 is a great stopping point because after using elemental burst, each party member whose element is Geo, maximum 3 characters, increase the skill cooldown by 1.5 and restore it to 600. Yeah, C2 is his best, nice. Going for C2 is a great idea. I wanted to check his best constellation because obviously sometimes the best constellations are like C6 and then you know you're spending a lot of money for no reason. But yes, there is a video of me on the internet with Ayaka's face on mine, which was big pain. Gives him perma ult, nice. Yeah, I love his ult. If you get super lucky with his ult, it goes on for a ridiculously long time.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss.
The only reason you don't like playing him is because you don't have his ult up constantly at the minute. Understandable. I like my fast sword users with low energy cost, you know, the Kachings, the Ayakas and stuff, because I can use a skill with another character and they're immediately done and I can just burst ult.
while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again?
And he does too much damage, so I can't use his burst. His burst isn't back up. Since sometimes his burst isn't back up, yeah. And he does too much damage, so I can't use his burst. Oh, you mean like enemies die before there's a need to use his burst? Unless it's a boss or multiple strong opponents. Yeah, no. That makes sense. I wouldn't play Ito in the Spiral Abyss, which is one of the many factors I rely on whether I'm... obviously not back in the day. Back in the day I wished on anyone. But now I mainly wish on characters for Spiral Abyss. So having a character like Ito would only be good in my eyes because of that. Because he would only be facing multiple strong enemies and such. I have seen him do a lot of damage. Once again, I've only really witnessed a C6 Ito. But I know he can shred.
The most marvelous finale to today's performance. Come on, Lyney and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave.
This is what they get in the box and just, yeah. I've been doing 36 stars with him every new Abyss. Yeah, I struggle with the Abyss from time to time. I play on PlayStation remote play, I get quite bad latency issues. And sometimes I can't be bothered to redo it. I do 36 star the Abyss when I sit on my sofa and play on my PlayStation late at night. Quite easily. But I don't reckon I could do it. I don't reckon I could do it with Ito. I don't know his full team comps. I know how to build him. I know what he's meant to be played, but I obviously don't know his rotations and stuff because I don't own him. He's a very, very good character. 36 starring the Abyss with a character like Ito is quite easy. You don't have to worry so much about elements. You can just go ham and push buttons, which is something I do like about geocomps.
Isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing
Oh,
so
okay.
would lessen my sentence.
That's why I'm doing 4-star runs nowadays. Oh, you run Spiral Abyss with only 4 stars? Damn, nice.
I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that
Carver, Hope Bloom, and a Paizo carry. Yeah, no chance. I couldn't even. I doubt I'd 3-star floor 12 with a team like that. I am not that good a player. I rely heavily on C6 Ayaka.
I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
Your Carvo is just cracked. I've not seen a cracked Carvo build. I would like to see one.
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
Okay.
I heard that Lyney's show was going to be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
Get right.
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lyney was the
Oh,
one who was in
yes.
the act.
Oh, okay, we do know who this woman is. Shit.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Lyney even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
When it wasn't meant to.
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason.
She didn't turn into a thingy because she's from Monster. Nice. The person sitting in that seat was meant to be from Fontaine. The cow was the cult. Cow was the person who did it.
Lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box.
Nice. Yeah. The person was from Fontaine. The water was actually going to dissolve them. Not Carve, sorry, I looked at chat for a second. Cal was going to have it crash down, so it'd be like, oh, she wasn't in there, blah, 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 whatever. Okay.
There was nowhere to run from there, though.
You're lucky you're from Monster.
Change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
Once again, if we just inspected the box around her.
At the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
So, practice hand at concealment, probably. My Carve is just cracked 7105. I will type that in momentarily and have a look.
I swear it. Had I known that, I would.
Yeah, 7 is UK. That means sorry, 7 is Europe. I can have a look at your Carve. I shall do momentarily. I've never seen a cracked Carve. I've not even seen a built Carve, to be brutally honest. Now it's time to refute the Hydra Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story.
I need to rebuild some characters. I might even build Carve properly at some point. I obviously been building every character. Then he entered the tunnel after the beginning of the countdown. Afterwards, he used the ventilation shaft to leave the tunnel and did not participate in the dissolving of the young woman. What? Alright. Cal planned to use the prepared apparatuses for magic tricks to dissolve Halsey into the magic progress. Halsey has appeared completely unharmed. Before all our eyes, Karina's conjecture no longer holds water, and now would Halsey have reacted when the water from the primordial sea suddenly began to trickle on it? There are only pieces of broken flower vase in it. Flower. Lyney wanted all the credit and glory. Wanted to get rid of all the partners of Halsey. This is the infighting. This is the infighting. This is the broken flower vase. Yeah.
Was not broken to cover
I have 2 Hyper Bloom and Bloom, but Hyper Bloom is better. Yeah, I've only got 1 Hyper Bloom team that I play, and it is Nilu, Nahida, Kuki Shinobu, and Yelan. I do enjoy it, mainly because it's Nilu. Lyney knocked Cal out. Well, we've had that refuted because she just said she did it. You're not gonna tell me? Meticulously designed magic prop. These all seem really stupid. Like, looking at the tunnel after the beginning of the countdown, afterwards used the ventilation shaft to leave the tunnel and did not participate in the dissolving of the young woman. Is that what she's stating? If that's what she's stating, then great. Halsey dissolved. Cal plans to use the prepared apparatus for the magic tricks to dissolve Halsey inside the magic box. I dropped it. No. I'm just gonna pick random ones now because one of these has to be the case. Nope. Okay.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Okay. That makes sense, I guess. The noise of the bump doesn't really add much, but cool. This one.
Lily Ann was
Hey, first try.
she would be recognized if she left. So she changed clothes and
Oh, yeah, no. Sorry, I completely forgot that's literally what she just said. It says here the reason for this remains unknown, and my brain was like, oh yeah, no, we don't know why. Just being an idiot. My brain is very forgetful. Ace Detective. Ah.
Selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked.
Of course.
Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud blood we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowl leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian...
They had a fight, knocked over the water vase. She knocked Cal out, put him in the box.
He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
So Cal's accomplice
Mistakenly believing that the water
is still out there. You might want to find out who the woman in that seat was originally and why they were being targeted.
The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowl out and putting him in the box.
Yeah.
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Sorry, I'm waiting for a reply waiting for a reply from someone about that little page. The mouse is sitting and he hasn't replied in about 2 hours now and I'm a bit confused. Excuse me, sir. You want my money? There we are.
That she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the
Last 2 days. Jesus. This took 2 days?
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses.
There we go, the sneaky thief. That's why the macaroons went missing. I did believe Paimon.
All the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Yes.
Bravo! Bravo!
I like how she's cheering audience member even before she was cheering.
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
I'm an idiot. I shouldn't accuse people.
Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave
Well.
before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now?
Well, no, he saw you walking away. Don't leave.
No. I have no further arguments. I admit
No.
Look at that!
Like a deflated balloon.
It's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections,
To be fair, I was about to say that's rude, but she did call Paimon a balloon, so ha. No, Lyney called Paimon a balloon. Arsehole.
The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowl, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list.
Yes, so we need to warn that person.
With modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowl thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say the ropes needed to be attached to 4 corners of it, and if one of them broke,
the rope suspending the water tank,
so it was the
using
rope
the
at the top.
fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's
If
lid.
touching the water dissolves people from Fontaine,
The gap in the magic box's door when bringing
are we suggesting, are we stating that no one touched that water?
officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to
If so, anyone touching that water would have dissolved, or like the finger would have dissolved, and that would be really creepy.
Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowl entered the tunnel and met
Is
Lillian.
Lyney not going to be in trouble for what we brought up earlier? We literally pointed out that he was trying to find the Oratrice's core. Like, that seems like a bigger issue than this now.
Capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim.
Does he not still have an accomplice?
Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for
Understandable.
Lyney, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings.
Where he shouldn't have been.
From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Lyney, the accused, is in fact innocent.
But guilty of trying to commit a crime of tampering with the Oratrice, surely.
While there is much in Lyney and Lillian's conduct that should
Yeah,
still be
thank you.
investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Lyney and Lynette are officially declared not
Woo!
guilty.
If I'd known people could get dissolved into water and stuff, I'd have had a lot more clues about what was going on. But unfortunately not.
Work, partners. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's not celebrate, because you guys are definitely going to jail.
Explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lyney's baggage?
It.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake.
Raina, just take the bloody L.
That's not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to
Take the L, sit down and shut up.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lyney, but you, yes?
Get wrecked.
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly.
Alright, the police in Fontaine are corrupt. Shit, this is too realistic.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lyney, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity.
Yeah, the higher-ups, alright.
And now that your
The entire police force is
the
corrupt.
secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes.
He's a
I'll tell you
member of the
everything I know.
guards.
Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
It's a drug.
We've been in this business for a while.
Jesus, that is a dangerous drug.
The disappearances were also the boss.
Imagine going to do drugs, and like you don't do a high enough quantity of them and you just dissolve. I want to try it. No, God no. A drug that if you mess up you just dissolve into water. That is an abysmal drug.
No longer talk.
Yep.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act.
Yeah.
All present, please submit to inspection.
Do not touch that water puddle. I love mechanites. What are mechanites? Just got to do the measuring right. Yeah, by like a lot. You mess up once and you're just a water puddle on the floor. There's no coming back from that. I mean, you could become an ice pop, but that's about it.
We're just going back now?
Yes, we have more exploring to do.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
What, Lyney? What do you want?
Lyney...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
I have no issue with you.
Still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of,
I don't care that you're part of the Fatui. I don't know why the Traveller does so much.
I'd like the opportunity to set things straight.
Charles part of the Fatui Harbingers, and we love him. He's a great friend.
Ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Lyney this entire time.
Why have we... Okay, I am missing random parts or forgetting random parts. I know he left out information. We should be a bit annoyed at him, but who cares?
That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached
Ah,
recruitment back
shit.
then, too.
A knave?
His father is one of the Harbingers.
Of the heart? She's your father?
She's your father? She? Mother?
That's right.
What?
And since we're here,
Are
I was
you?
wondering, would
Sorry,
you mind
brain.
hearing a story?
We're using...
It's
Oh
about
my
my
god.
past.
Is this translated wrong? Are we using father as...
Lynette and I were
Yeah,
the
there we are,
wandering
cool.
streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing
They're
a
orphans.
street
That
performer
makes sense.
who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform
That
magic
makes a lot more
tricks there.
sense.
To my surprise,
What about
we proved to be
Fremine?
pretty popular.
Fremine is
I
third
admitted
sibling.
we stopped worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever.
I'm very
Before
confused.
long,
Fremine
an
is...
aristocrat came
Oh,
to me
what the...
and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
Mm-hmm.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how
How
we felt at
is
first, too.
Fremine related?
As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks.
What? You have not mentioned Fremine in any part of being orphaned and travelling the streets and stuff. Yet he's the youngest brother of Lyney and Lynette. Did you not care if he ate? Lyney, Lynette, and Fremine, thank you, Hoyo Lab, are not actual siblings. Lyney and Lynette are. Fremine isn't. Through the trailer we see Lyney and Lynette performing. I'm not logging into Hoyoverse, go away. I think they're right about them being part of the House of the Half. They clearly have ties to Alicino, and I'm interested to see how willing they are to do his work. I think the siblings, in the way foster kids at the same orphanage as siblings. Okay. I was going to say, Jesus. I'm very
take me to
all over the
sorts
place.
Of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Mm-hmm. This is a very long story quest.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back.
Oh.
I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts.
Jesus Christ, Genshin.
The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift.
Mihoyo, can we please
You'll be able to perform
fucking pull back?
Regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Okay, I like Genshin. I like the story. I like what's happened so far. Can we pull the fuck back? Wait, this shit's gonna need a trigger warning in the next fucking update. Like, we went from fighting, you know, we don't kill anyone. We fight them and they poof into disappearance. We've just witnessed somebody be kidnapped, which until we found out she wasn't kidnapped, might actually affect some people. Somebody's died. We saw a death. And now we are talking, I don't even know if I can say the word because it's against TOS, but we're talking about somebody being sexually assaulted in a vague manner. The fuck? Alright. Can we not? Can we just have...
No. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
Paimon was literally about to say, so he was gonna R-word her, like... What the fuck am Mihoyo doing?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption.
You don't even know... Yeah, what the fuck?
And they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
It's only in the novels. This is ridiculous. I was about to say this is hilarious. It's not a hilarious matter. It's hilarious in the sense that it's so outlandish. It's not a funny issue in the slightest. This is horrific.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood.
Okay, I'm glad that the person who was about to commit sexual assault was killed. But why are we having a story about... This game's made for fucking children.
She had rescued my sister.
I say... I'm taking my fucking headphones off. I say this many, many, many times. This game is made for children. Like, people have arguments online about the best teams you can have, the best people you can play. It's made for younger people, you know. I know it's a gacha game and it's targeted for people 20 and above with money. But, like, this game is for everyone. It's mainly for children. The characters are pretty. The characters are cool. They spend their mum's credit card and money on characters and shit. Like, that's why when people argue about who the best team comp is, it's like, just play who the fuck you like, mate. It's a game made for kids. It's the same as Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. You know, it's made for children, but it's targeted towards people with money. What the hell? I'm actually quite offended. I do not like the subject of sexual assault in any manner whatsoever. That's disgusting. Hoyoverse needs to reel it the fuck back. This story shouldn't exist. In the novel, Doctori was abusing Chloe when she was a child. That's fucking vile. That is vile. I didn't know this was a thing. And 2 seconds. I'm gonna fact check what you've just said because obviously random Twitch chat. Doctore Calais. I'm just gonna type in Doctore Calais and see what comes up. Hearing a lot of people say that the Doctore and Calais are collected in the same way. Clones of puppets. Blah blah blah. Played Doctore. Yeah, he grooms her. He grooms her. Okay. I am a bit fucking. I'm disgusted in Hoyoverse. First of all, this is vile. You're a fucking game made for children. This is disgusting. I'm gonna make a separate fucking video on this. Second of all, I'm disgusted in the fucking community because as I typed in Calais, Dottore Calais, there is a Dottore X Calais, so I'm guessing people have made fan art of this. You're fucking vile. You're grim. I'm gonna make a separate video on this once I finish this part of the story because I know no one watches my shit. It's probably gonna get 10 views. Who gives a fuck? I want to make a video just stating that this is fucking vile because I don't know if even 5 people fucking see it and bring it up to other people. Maybe Hoyoverse will pull back because this is grim. This is not the way Genshin should be going. We're gonna end up in the final fucking. We're gonna end up in Snezhnaya and it's gonna be fucking slave labor and trading humans. Yeah, it has a dark story a lot of times. I get having a dark story. I'm playing an animated game for children, and yes, the Star Rail and Honkai Impact are PG rated, right? Not PG rated. Honkai Star Rail age rating. It's 12 plus. Okay. What about Honkai Impact? Honkai Impact. Age rating. PGI 12, cool. Not cool if they touch on subjects like this, but still. Genshin Impact. Age rating. 12 years. Yeah, they're all 12. What the f? Yeah, non-realistic looking violence towards human-like characters is a reasonable explanation of the violence that happens in the game, and I don't think any mum is going to be concerned about their 12-year-old running around hitting monsters with characters that look cute and funky. Transformers is 12 as well. Yeah, no, but I understand that the ratings are messed up and screwed. Like, See No Evil, Hear No Evil is a great example. That film is rated an 18. It should not be. It contains like 10 swear words, and somebody gets shot, you don't see anything. I have no issue with violence. I have no issue with violence. It's been scientifically found that children don't learn violence from video games. You know, you could let your kid play Grand Theft Auto, whatever. To be brutally honest, Grand Theft Auto doesn't, not that I know of, I haven't fully played Grand Theft Auto storyline. I know there's killing, there's murder, and there's prostitutes and all this shit. I know all of this. It doesn't have one of the main characters that I know of say Lynette was about to be R-worded. That's literally the sentence Paimon was about to say. That is vile and horrific, and I actually am not happy about this in the slightest. Like, you can have a dark side to your story, but in 1.0 we were fighting a dragon. In 2.0 we were fighting, you know, a dragon. In 3.0 we were fighting a fucking dragon, and in 4.0 we're fighting to catch a fucking predator. We're not fighting against them, we'd be on their side, obviously, but still.
By nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Yeah, I'm glad. That's fucking vile.
So that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
I don't want to save Fontaine if Fontaine's nobles are like that. They can fucking die.
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis.
Jesus Christ.
Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. all of us house members here.
I've lost a lot of happiness and a lot of enjoyment, as you can probably tell from my face. Jesus fucking Christ.
To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes
Yeah,
like
whatever, I don't care anymore. I'm going to get through the rest of this story and I'm going to end the video, obviously.
I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the house, I have never stopped making my own decisions.
Yeah,
if
cool
you
with
should
you.
need anything at all in the future.
Yeah, whatever. Sweet. Bye, Lyney, sweet. But there's the case mystery solved. Obviously not the most important fucking case mystery we have to solve. One of them being what the fuck is Hoyoverse doing with their games. If anyone is watching this, don't support stuff like this in video games. That's saved primarily for 18 rated video games, you know. There are 18 rated video games that hint on less than that. If you're one of the people who's looked up the Torre/or X, whatever the fuck it's called, the Torre Calais, you're a fucking wrong'un. And if mihoyo continues down this path, I will, like, if I don't want to say I'll stop playing the game because I enjoy the game is fun. If we have another story mission that touches on the R word, obviously, I will stop streaming this game. I know I don't make mihoyoverse any money, I know I stream to, you know, between 1 and 5 fucking people and they don't care about me and whatever. But that's fucking vile, and I do not want to be streaming a game that touches on those subjects because that is a subject that deeply impacts me and upsets me for many, many, many reasons. I'm not going to go into them because I don't want to fucking spill my fucking shit on the internet to random people. I have, you know, therapists and friends that I talk to about that sort of shit. It's fucking vile. Don't look up anything Genshin Grim related. You're a fucking wrong'un. And yeah, mihoyo, fucking stop your shit. That was a horrible, horrible, horrific ending to what was otherwise a very fun story that I enjoyed.
Every journey has
yeah, if any story brings up sexual assault or abuse or hints at it in a way that it's obvious that that is what characters are talking about, I will disassociate myself from this game and just fucking stream GTA because, you know, shooting a hooker in the back of the neck is better than talking about that. Thank you for watching if you did. I was going to take a break and do some more story and exploring, but I'm now not in a very good mood. I'm going to go reheat some pizza and have a fucking nap. In a bit.